Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Entertainment Brick Show. Today, we are continuing on with my LEGO DCEU video game, the one with the Zack Snyder's Justice League story mode. So, a lot of the DCEU, this is basically just like a video series idea that I wanted to continue with my LEGO video game ideas series, kind of like a sub-series of that main series, if that makes any sense. Because I'm preparing for the DCU. I'm very excited for James Gunn's vision, and I want to kind of continue this series by doing some DC love, right? Gotta add some DC love. So, if you haven't seen the previous videos, we've done 2 videos on the main storyline. We've done 1 video on some like separate individual levels, kind of similar to in the same style of like Lego Marvel's Avengers, where it was like the main story was the Avengers movies, and then there were 3 separate individual levels based off of Iron Man 3, Captain America the Winter Soldier, and Thor the Dark World, I think it was. So that's kind of what that idea was for those levels, those individual levels from that video. But now we're moving on to some DLC action. Like, what would they do for a DLC season pass? Now, I have 2 videos for this DLC idea. This one that you're watching here is for the character packs of the DLC, and the next video, the other video for this DLC idea, would be level packs. Like, what would we get as levels as well as characters for this video game? So we're doing character packs here, and there are 6 character packs that I think would be kind of cool if they were to make them. It would probably be the most likely that they would make, at least in my opinion. And also, there's some ones that I think are really cool in here. So, yeah, we'll just get into it right now. Now, I have done this same kind of video with the Lego Marvel game, where it was like character packs as like a part of one of the videos, but I don't think I did, in that video at least, I don't think I did a pre-order bonus Lego, DLC pack, character DLC pack. With some Lego games, if you actually pre-order the game, you get extra free DLC just for pre-ordering it, as with, I'd say, a couple other games, and just ones coming to mind are like Mortal Kombat. You get an extra playable character if you pre-order the game. And again, with Lego, if you pre-order the game, sometimes you'll get an extra character pack. Or, actually, has there ever been a level pack? I think it's mostly only just character packs that are the pre-order bonuses. So, again, I'm now utilizing that in here as one of the character packs, but I think in the last Marvel video for the character packs, which was a while ago now, I don't think I did that. But anyways, this first one on the list here is a pre-order bonus Lego Batman movie character pack. I just figured this would be kind of a cool pre-order bonus, character pack to include. It's not as large as the other character packs included in here. There's, I think there's only 5 or 6 figures in this one, but the typical character pack that I at least have on my list is like, I think 10 to 12. So this is a little bit smaller, but do, remember, it is a pre-order bonus pack, so it's not going to be as big. But anyways, the characters that we have included in here are Batman and his design from the Lego Batman movie, and I'm sure, his voice acting will be done by Will Arnett if this game was to become true. The voice acting would be, Will Arnett. He'd obviously have some pretty funny interactions with the countless other versions of Batman that will be included in the character roster for this game, at least in my mind. And it'll just be regular, Lego Batman movie version of Batman himself, very animated and, the big wide eyes and stuff like that. And the, all dark suit, yellow belt, whatever. Very kind of like standard Batman design, but again, it's just based off the Lego Batman movie. Then we have the next figure here is the Joker in his design from the Lego Batman movie. Obviously, he would just have like the, spiky green hair. He'd have the purple jacket and stuff like that. So again, he would also be a cool character to include just because of the countless other dialogue options with all the other versions of the Joker. Then the next character here is Harley Quinn in the Lego Batman movie design. So she had like the black and red hair, the black and red outfit in general. Again, there's going to be different versions of Harley Quinn in this, already standard character roster. So she would just have other dialogue options and stuff like that. But it would be the Harley Quinn design from Lego Batman movie. Then there's Robin and his design, and he'd be able to turn into Nightwing, similar to how Lego Dimensions did that, where when you played as the Lego Batman movie Robin, if you held a certain button, I think you'd be able to turn into Nightwing and have different abilities. I think it's just going to be basically like all these characters are going to be kind of pulled, well, at least not all of them. I wouldn't say all of them because you could only play as Batman, Robin, and Batgirl, but those 3 characters, their designs and abilities would be pulled right from LEGO Dimensions. For the Joker, Harley Quinn, and Alfred, they would probably just be, similar style, but just, obviously different because they're different looks. But yeah, Robin would be included in here. He'd, again, have the ability to turn into Nightwing. Then Batgirl from the LEGO Batman movie, she'd have her full-blown purple suit on, yellow Batarang, stuff like that. Yeah, LEGO Batman movie design there. And then Alfred, as well as the final character in this pre-order bonus pack. So even if you don't actually get the season pass for this game, you'll still get a pretty cool little extra thing if you pre-order this LEGO DCEU game. Again, this is not real, but I'm just saying if it was real, this is how at least I think it would work. And yeah, Alfred would be the final character in the pack, and that is the first six characters for this LEGO Batman movie pack. And now we'll move on to the actual character packs that include more characters and are actually a part of the season pass. So the first character pack that would be included in the season pass is the Titans character pack. Now this is based off of the HBO, or I guess now it's called, what is it called now? Max, the Max subscription television series, Titans, the live action one, which I tried watching. I wasn't able to get through the first season. I really struggled with this show. I really just didn't like it. But I figure if LEGO was to make a DCEU video game like this, this would definitely be one of the DLC packs. It'd be a good way to get some Teen Titans minifigures, or characters to play as, rather. But it would also, be a part of an actual show that existed in the DCEU, sort of, I guess. It was kind of like a multiverse thing. But anyways, I know the show has just ended. Again, I never got through the first season, so I just basically took all the characters that I knew, from the Wikipedia and stuff like that, whatever, and basically put in what I think would be the most likely characters to include here, the most likely, characters to play as in here as the part of the character pack. I haven't watched all this show. Maybe there's another main character that shows up that I just completely did not include in here, but for the characters I do have, I'm pretty sure I got some of the, more prominent ones here. So the first character on the list here is Nightwing, and it would be that design from, the Titans series. You would obviously have like the blue and the black, and basically just the outfit from that show, basically. And then the next character here is Starfire. She would also be in her design from the Titans show, whether that be from Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. That's actually another thing to include here. I don't know exactly which versions of the character would be included in this series, because, obviously, their outfits sometimes change from, different seasons, so, that I haven't watched all the seasons. I don't know what else they really, what other outfits they have. So, but yeah, Starfire from Titans. It would also include Raven from Titans, and I'm thinking this would probably be more like the Dark Raven. I know recently, I think I've been seeing pictures that she has like a white outfit in season 4, but from what I remember, she just had like kind of like the dark outfit. So we're gonna go with that version of Raven. Then there's Beast Boy. Again, I think he has a new outfit in season 4. I haven't seen what the outfit looks like, but, I guess that would probably be the suit that they would go with. They'd probably go, if LEGO were to make this, I bet you they would probably actually go with the most recent designs for the minifigures. But anyways, the next character on here is Red Hood. I think I remember hearing that he was kind of like an important character in one of the seasons, so I figured I'd include him in here. And he also does have a pretty cool design. I think he was also supposed to get a spin-off show of his own, so that's also interesting. But yeah, Red Hood from Titans would be included. This one I didn't really know if, this is like a prominent character or not, but Wonder Girl, I think she was somewhat prominent in one of the seasons. I could be completely wrong with that statement, but I just thought she would be kind of a cool character to include, considering Wonder Woman's already going to be in the base roster. Might as well include, another character that I think would be kind of cool to go alongside Wonder Woman. And she would obviously be from her design with Titans. And then the other two characters is kind of a duo character, but they're two separate ones here. Hawk and Dove, also, again, from their designs in Titans. I don't think these two characters made it past the second season. I don't think they were in the third or fourth season. I actually don't remember. Again, I only watched season 1 briefly. I maybe got like 7 episodes in and then just stopped because I just, lost interest very quickly. But I know they were kind of prominent in the first season, Hawk and Dove, but I don't know if they stretched beyond that. I don't remember, or I haven't read anything up on that. Anyways, the next character is Superboy. Obviously, his design from Titans. I think he was in season like 3 or 2 or 3 maybe. I don't even remember. But I don't remember seeing anything with him in season 4. So I don't think he, really stuck around too long. But having him in here anyways, I wanted to include him because it would just be another basically same reason for the Wonder Girl inclusion was because, there's already Superman in the base roster. So to have, Superboy to kind of go alongside him, I think would be kind of cool. Then we have Deathstroke. I don't remember which season he was the villain for, at least when I was reading up on Deathstroke from the show. But I think, he was a prominent character. He's, a very big Teen Titans villain, at least for like the animated shows. So I figured I'd include him in here as one of the characters to be able to play as. The next character is Rose Wilson, who I believe is Deathstroke's kid, or one of Deathstroke's kids. But I believe she was also a prominent, maybe villain character, I think, for one of the seasons. So I wanted to include her in here. I also think, if I'm not mistaken, like Rose Wilson and or Deathstroke's kids were supposed to be characters that would return for like season 5 of Titans or something like that. I think I was reading up on that. But anyways, she would be included in here. And the last figure for this character pack would be Trigon, because I believe he was the villain of season 1 of Titans. Again, I didn't even finish season 1, so I guess I never really got to see what happened with Trigon, but I believe he was the villain of season 1, because most of the first season was kind of about Raven and stuff like that, but yeah, so Trigon was one of the villain characters to include in here, because he was the villain of season 1, so yeah, that is the first character pack that I think LEGO would do if they were to actually make this DCEU video game. It would be the Titans character pack. Now we're going to move on to the next one. The next character pack on here is the Doom Patrol character pack. Now, I actually did watch this show. I haven't caught up on the latest final season, which I think was season 4. I think I maybe got like 5 episodes in, and I think I just stopped watching. I probably should finish that show because I don't think I had too much left to go, but I have seen this one for sure. There was like, I don't even remember. I think there was one day like last year where I was like, all right, let me try and watch Titans and Doom Patrol. Titans I couldn't do. Doom Patrol I was able to get through. Doom Patrol I actually enjoyed, a little bit. But yeah, this would be the character pack. This would be the next character pack, the Doom Patrol character pack, based off of the HBO Max show. So the first character on here would be Crazy Jane, obviously in her design from Doom Patrol. I don't know exactly which version of Crazy Jane to include. I'd imagine just like the regular version of Jane. To have in here that we just kind of see through most of the seasons before the whole, like, I don't even know, hierarchy of power within Jane's mind begins to kind of go out of whack. Just kind of like the regular version that we first see of Jane. And she'll have, just regular kind of civilian outfit on. She doesn't really have a superhero design or anything like that. But regardless, she's obviously one of the main characters in the show, so she had to be included in here. So yeah, she's the first character. Next character is Rita Farr. This is actually a character who has some pretty cool abilities with the stretch abilities, so she would be definitely a useful DLC character when it comes to some puzzles and such. But she would just have, her regular look. I was kind of thinking would be kind of cool is if maybe she could, like, if you held down a certain button for a period of time, she could kind of turn into like the Blob kind of version of her, where she can just kind of like, move around like that. Maybe she can like access mini hatches or something like that. I don't know exactly what it would work like, but again, Rita Farr would have some abilities when it comes to like grappling with the stretching arm ability and stuff like that. She would obviously have her design from the series. I was thinking, she has a couple different designs, I guess, from the series, but her most prominent, maybe her season 1 look, I was thinking, I don't know. Any look from the show works, but I just think that including these characters in here as a part of one of the character packs, I think would be really, really cool. The next character here is Victor Stone, obviously again in his design from Doom Patrol. I'm thinking more of the design where he's actually, a cyborg versus just being a regular guy. I think that was in season 3, season 4. I think he just kind of like got rid of his cybernetic abilities, just became like a regular character. I'm saying this would be a version of Cyborg or Victor Stone where he actually has, his cyborg abilities and such, where he can have like a cannon on his arm and stuff like that. So that's what I'm thinking there. Next character is Larry Trainer, who is also known as Negative Man, at least in like the comics and stuff like that. I think he would be a really cool character because he has kind of like that astral projection kind of thing going on. And I know, Larry Trainer's gone through a ton of different, versions, I guess, of his astral projection abilities. but I'd imagine this would probably be like the most basic version, at least for this, Lego minifigure to play as. Just be the one where he can, where he's like a regular guy. He's had like different versions where they're in like slugs, or like mutant slugs, and they have, they're like against him, and then they work with him. Like, whole convoluted thing, I guess. But having just a regular, negative man Larry trainer, where he's able to, one of his abilities would be to astral project just a regular minifigure looking body. I think it would be kind of cool, and I just think his design is also very cool. Next character is Cliff Steele, played by the almighty Brendan Fraser. Love Brendan Fraser. But anyways, Cliff Steele, Robot Man. Obviously, he would be in the same design of, his look from the TV series, and he would have his look be, that robot design, obviously, where he's just kind of like, I was kind of contemplating maybe having him be like a big figure, but I don't think he's big enough to do that. You know what I mean? I feel like he would have to be kind of just a regular minifigure design, which I think would still work for his look, even though he is kind of a little bit more bulkier than the typical character, or the rest of the cast, I guess, the rest of the ensemble in Doom Patrol. I just think he would work better if he was a minifigure still. But obviously this would be, where he's actually a robot, not regular Brendan Fraser, which we do get to see, I think in Season 1, or towards the end of Season 1, he, isn't a robot anymore. He's like a regular just Brendan Fraser. No. I'm thinking it would definitely be his robot version of Cliff Steele here. Then the next character is Niles Calder. He was around for like Season 1, Season 2, and I think Season 3. I don't remember seeing him in Season 4. I could be completely off with that statement, but I don't remember him after a little while. But he was he was the leader of the team, basically, Niles Calder. And he was a very prominent character in this series for the time that he was spent in here. He would probably have his wheelchair, right? So he'd obviously, instead of walking, he would just be able to kind of roll his wheelchair around as his movement animation. And I don't think he'd have any particular abilities besides just, intelligence or something like that. But I just think including him in this character pack would be a good thing because, obviously he was a fairly prominent character in the show in the early seasons. The next character is Mr. Nobody. The Season 1 villain here. This is actually a villain, unlike the Titans character pack. This is a villain that I know what happens to him. I think he'd actually be kind of a cool character to include just because he's so kind of wacky and zany and stuff like that, and he just kind of like messes with the reality and stuff like that. So I feel like having him, Mr. Nobody, in this pack would be a really cool villain character to play as. Whether that be, I think he had like a blue kind of weird looking version of himself, or whether that be his, Alan, is it Alan Tudyk, I think, or something like along those lines, who played him, having like a regular, just looking villain character, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it'd be Mr. Nobody with the next character. And then the next character is Dorothy Spinner, a character who was in the early seasons, was like Season 2, Season 3. I don't remember exactly. I don't think she was in Season 4, though. Because I think she went off with another group after Niles Calder died. But Dorothy Spinner would be in this character pack because she's kind of a fairly decently prominent character. She would maybe have the ability to like control some of her imaginary friends or real imaginary friends, I guess, which were like the Spider and trying to think who else was there. I don't remember who else was there because I don't remember all the characters that she had, but those imaginary real characters would be, would have different abilities that would give Dorothy Spinner, the actual character that you play as, different abilities as well. So she would be included. Next character is Laura DeMille, also known as Madame Rouge, I think it was, in the actual comics. She would be included in here because she was a villain of Season 3, sort of a villain in Season 3, now kind of like a hero character in Season 4 somewhat. Although, again, I haven't finished Season 4, so maybe she becomes a villain again, but she's kind of like a part of the Doom Patrol team in the end of Season 4, or in Season 4. But, yeah, she would be included in this pack here, whether that be her villain outfit or her regular look. But, yeah, she would be a cool character to include here just because she was in the later seasons. Then the next character is Monsieur Mallah, who is a character who's basically there just to have, the Brain be a playable character. The Brain and Monsieur Mallah was included in Season 3? Was he a villain in Season 3? Because it was the Brotherhood of Evil, I think. Season 2 or Season 3. I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but yeah, again, Malo would just be an excuse to include the brain as a playable character, kind of similar to what Lego DC Supervillains did with the Monsieur Mallah character. He had like the brain on his back and stuff, so similar to that design, just a really cool, Teen Titans villain that I think would be cool to include. Next character included in here is the Candlemaker, who is one of Dorothy Spinner's real imaginary friends, who is like the villain, I guess, version of one of them. And I think he was the villain of like the beginning of season 3 from what I remember. But he was a really cool looking character because he was just basically like a melting candle kind of. It was a very, very cool looking character. So he would be included in here. And then the last character for this pack is Jonathan Time. Jonathan Time, I think, was either in season 2 or season 3, I think. And he had like a clock on his head. He was like almost looks like he had like a disco outfit on, which I thought was kind of cool looking. So Jonathan Time, I think, would be a really cool character to include in here. But that is all 12 characters for the Doom Patrol character pack. And now we'll move on to the next one. The next character pack is the Flash character pack, as in the CW, the Flash character pack. Now, I know there's been CW character packs before, but I feel like just considering with like the later seasons, as in like season 8, season 9 of the Flash, I feel like Lego might update their character packs when it comes to the CW Flash show. I have not seen this show since I think season 2 or season 3, so I have zero clue what's going on. Some of the characters on this list here that I have, I don't even know who they are. So, yeah. Regardless, though, they when I looked them up on Wikipedia, they seemed like main characters, so I included them. But if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. Anyways, first character, obviously Barry Allen or the Flash. He would be probably in his more season 8, season 9 outfit. There's some of the later season outfits, just considering we've already kind of gotten his earlier season outfits, so he would be in here included, obviously, considering this is his show, but yeah, he would be his season 8, season 9 kind of outfit. Well, either one, doesn't really matter, unless they're the same outfit, I don't know. The next character would be Iris Allen, Barry Allen's wife here in this show, and she's been around since, season 1, but updated version, right? Updated version of Iris, because originally she was Iris West, now she's Iris Allen, but yeah, she would have an updated look. Next character is Caitlin Snow. I remember she became Killer Frost. I remember that. I don't know exactly what happened to her after that point, though, but hey, maybe she still has ice powers, maybe, again, I haven't seen this show, so this pack I don't really know too much about, but I just thought it was the most logical option that I think Lego would have gone with. But yeah, Caitlin Snow, whatever, if she still has ice powers, go for it. If she's still even in the show, sure, have her be included in here. Next character is Cecil Horton. If that sounds familiar to any CW Flash fans, I'm pretty sure he's a part of some of the Flash's team back at Star Labs, so he would be included in here. The next character is Allegra Garcia. Again, I don't know exactly who she is, but if she has speed powers, that'd be kind of cool. If not, she's probably just going to be another member of the Flash team that would be included. Another character who I've never heard of before, Chester P. Runk. I don't know, again. Anyways, I believe, is one of the Flash's team, behind Star Labs, so he would also be included. Just kind of like the main character of the show is what I'm trying to get here. The next character, a character that I know from the comics, Despero, was one of the villains, I think, of season 8 of The Flash from what I was looking into. So he would be included in here. Then the next character is Red Death, which I think is the villain of season 9 of The Flash, I think. So I believe it's a she. She would be included in here. Then there's Eobard Thawne, who was, oh my god, I'm blanking. He was Reverse Flash. He would have to be included in here because he's such a cool villain throughout, I guess, all the seasons of The Flash, really. He's been in a lot. Next character is Cisco Ramon. I know this character left the show. I don't remember exactly when. It was probably season 6 or season 7, I think. But he would still be included in this pack, just considering he did have super abilities, and he was a main character in the earlier seasons. Next character is Negative Reverse Flash, which I was reading up on, or I saw the name, and I'm like, well, I gotta include that character in here, because he just sounds so weird. But, yeah, Negative Reverse Flash be in here. I know nothing about this version of Reverse Flash, though. So, regardless, he's included. And then the last character for this pack is Eddie Thawne, who I believe is Eobard Thawne's son, I think. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. Please do. But yeah, he would be included in here just considering he sounded like he was important at a brief period of time. Again, most of these characters on this list here I really don't know a lot about just because I haven't watched the Flash show in a long time, but I feel like they would be included considering they were this is a show that still exists briefly, although it's on its final season, and I feel like LEGO would probably make a full-blown Flash CW character pack just for all the CW Flash fans out there. I guess that's what I'm thinking. The next character pack on my list here is also from another CW TV series, but this is one that I actually watch, and I love it. I love it. It's such a good show. Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois character pack. I don't think LEGO would actually make this one of the character packs in the game. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't really scream like character pack to me, but this is my personal pick. This was like one of my ones that I was like, this would be amazing to have in a LEGO DCEU video game as one of the character packs. Because it's a really good show. I don't know, it's a really good show. When I wrote this, though, Season 3 hadn't come out yet, so there's no Season 3 characters, I guess, really in this character pack. It's mostly just characters from Season 2 and 1. So, first character on here is Superman, obviously. Clark Kent. He can obviously change to Clark Kent. He'll have Superman's abilities. I don't know which suit. Probably the Season 1 suit, if anything, to have included in here. But, yeah. First character, Superman. Next character, obviously, Lois Lane. Her design from Superman and Lois, that regular look. She's had many looks in the series, whatever kind of look they decide to go with. Then there's obviously going to be Jonathan Kent and Jordan Kent, obviously two separate characters. Jonathan Kent will just be kind of a regular civilian kind of character, because obviously he's not the one with powers. He would maybe have some of the Kryptonian weapons that he gets, and I think, was it Season 1 or Season 2? Maybe he has the inhaler that could give him some super strength. I don't know. There's a couple of things that Jonathan Kent could have as some of his abilities, but Jordan Kent would obviously have some of his Superman abilities. He'd be able to fly. He'd be able to have freeze breath, laser eyes, basically the exact same abilities as Superman, just obviously he's not Superman. Next character is Morgan Edge, the main villain of Season 1 mostly, and he also appeared as a hero, really, in Season 2. He would have Superman abilities. A lot of these characters would mostly just have their typical Superman abilities. He'd have laser eyes, he'd have freeze breath, he had super strength, flight, but he would probably be in his Season 1 outfit where he had the black outfit, the all-black outfit. I don't remember if that carried over into Season 2 or not, or if he had some other look, but regardless, it would be that outfit for him. Next character is John Henry Irons. On the surface, he would just be a regular civilian kind of character to be included in here. He'd have some intelligence abilities or some hacking abilities, whatever. But he'd also be able to change into his steel suit, and he'd have the hammer and stuff like that. He'd have the blaster and full armor and such. He'd be able to fly, things like that. But yeah, his steel suit. That's John Henry Irons. The next character would be Natalie Irons as well. Again, on the surface, she would just be a regular character that would just have just civilian clothing. But when you actually, play as the character, you'd be able to change into her version of the steel suit, which only appears, I think, in Season 2, so far at least. I don't think there was a steel suit, at least not yet, use in Season 3. Although, at the time of this recording, we're only on Season 3, Episode 8. So, it's probably going to be a while before I post this, but point is, Natalie Irons does not use her steel suit that much in Season 3. The next character is going to be Lana Lang, another kind of just regular civilian character who doesn't have any abilities or anything like that, but is a prominent character nonetheless. The next one is going to be Sarah Cushing, who's, again, another character who does not have any particular abilities. She'll just have, regular civilian clothing, stuff like that. Next is Kyle Cushing. Of course, again, these are mostly just civilian characters who are prominent to the series and would be, would have to be included in here. They have to be in here. So, yeah, those characters would be in there. Then there's Allie Alliston, who's another character in here. She was the villain of Season 2. I think she was supposed to be was she supposed to be Parasite? I don't remember if that's who Allie Alliston was in the comics. But anyways, yeah, she would be included in here as one of the villain characters. She's the villain of Season 2. Don't know if she'd have anything, any powers in particular that would stand out in particular. besides just the ability to, like, I don't know, take other people's powers or whatever. I don't know. But she would be included in here. And then the final character would be General Sam Lane, who is Lois Lane's father. And he would just be included in here. Again, another civilian character. Maybe he have some sort of, like, gun or something like that to shoot targets with. But other than that, nothing too crazy for him. And that is all 12 characters for the Superman and Lois character pack. Now we're going to move on to the final character pack. We're on to the final character pack, and this is going to be the variety character pack. I did this same kind of thing with the Marvel video, where it was like just this character pack with just a variety of different characters from different mediums and shows and movies and video games and stuff like that. And now I am doing it with this DC video game now. So the first character on the list here is Captain Marvel, aka Shazam. And this would be that design based off the Adventures of Captain Marvel 1941 TV series. I believe this one was in black and white. I could be completely wrong about that statement. But I believe it was in black and white, so I think it would be kind of cool to make it unique. Was the character would actually be designed in black and white, but he still have like the same abilities as Shazam. I just think this would be, regardless if it's black and white or not, I just think this would be a really cool different version of Shazam or Captain Marvel that I think would be really cool as a character to have in this game. The next character would be Wonder Woman, and this would be the design of the Linda Carter Wonder Woman TV show. I want to say the 50s or the 60s. I don't remember if that's correct or not, but it would be that version of Wonder Woman to have included in here. I think this would be just another, cool version of Wonder Woman to have because it would be her classic outfit, Obviously, Wonder Woman's design has changed throughout the years, and in the movies, she looks very different than she did, at least, in the comics, as well as this show in particular. So it would be that version of Wonder Woman, that more classic design for Wonder Woman. The next character is Batman, and this would be from the 1966 TV show. I know that there's already been a Batman 1966 character included in Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. There was kind of like its own little section almost where you got a bunch of 1966 characters, but I still wanted to include this version of Batman in here because looking through the list, I believe... Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I could be wrong. Never mind. I was going to say, I believe there was the entire trilogy, or the trinity, rather, of characters included in here, but I don't think there's a Superman in here, now that I'm looking at my list. Anyways, I wanted to include this Batman version because just, classic TV shows. There's like the 1941 Captain Marvel show. There's the classic Wonder Woman show. Now here's the classic Batman show. 1966 Batman. The next character is Terry McGinnis, who is also known as Batman Beyond. He also got his own character pack, I believe. Yeah, character pack in Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, but I wanted to include him in here anyways because I just think he would be a really cool character to have. Also a very unique character to have included in here, so he would be in here, Batman Beyond, basically. Then the next character is Static Shock, and this would be his design from the animated Static Shock show, which I think was early 2000s. I never actually watched the show, but I've always wanted to, and I just never got around to it. I think it only lasted, I want to say 2 seasons. I could be completely wrong with that statement, though. It might be, 3 or 4. But, the Static Shock show, I thought was kind of a cool idea to have as, Static Shock as a character is very cool, but also Static Shock, based off the show, I think would be really cool to include in this character pack. The next character is John Constantine, based off of the Keanu Reeves Constantine movie. Again, very cool character in the comics and also very cool in this movie. I don't know if the movie did particularly well. If it did, I don't remember it. But I know they're in talks to make a sequel, which I think would be really cool if Keanu Reeves comes back to play Constantine again. In the DCEU even, that would be amazing. But yeah, Keanu Reeves, having him be at Constantine in this new, from the classic movie, in this character pack, I think could work really well. It'd be a very good way to kind of bring Constantine into this game. The next character is Batman from the Dark Knight. There's been a Dark Knight level pack, actually, from Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, but I wanted to include, another version of Batman in here, and, what better way to do it than have one of the most prominent Batman versions be included in here as the Batman to represent for this character pack. The next character is Jonah Hex, and this is a very deep cut, but Josh Brolin's Jonah Hex movie Yes, there was a movie about Jonah Hex that existed, and Josh Brolin played Jonah Hex. So I was thinking, Jonah Hex is a DC character. He's got to be in here. So Jonah Hex, first off, again, kind of a little bit more of an obscure character, hero character for the DC comics, at least for, not in the mainstream. You don't really hear about Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. You don't really hear about Jonah Hex, but regardless, Jonah Hex is a very cool character that I think would be a really cool character to include in this character pack, just considering he is kind of unique, and having him be based off of his movie design, I think could work pretty well. The next character is Green Lantern, based off of that god-awful Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie. I think, regardless of what my opinion on the movie is, I think having Green Lantern in here would be really cool. There would also be different versions of Green Lantern. There are obviously different versions of Green Lantern already in the base roster of the game, but having the actual Hal Jordan Green Lantern be in here, I think would be really cool. And having it be based off that, again, bad movie, but I still think it would be kind of cool to have Ryan Reynolds do some voice work for this Lego Green Lantern, character in this video game. I don't know. I just thought it would be really cool. And then the next character is Green Arrow from the CW Arrow TV series. We do have an entire character pack, actually 2 character packs based off of 2 CW shows, one being The Flash, the other being Superman and Lois. But I also wanted to get in here Green Arrow, because Green Arrow was one of the more, actually I think it was the first CW DC superhero show that ever existed, I think. So I wanted to, have him in here. I wanted to include him in here. I think having him, maybe with some updated design compared to his version in Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, I think would be really cool. Also having some interactions with the CW version of The Flash, I think could also be a lot of fun. So having him, the Green Arrow, in here would be pretty cool. The next character, this one's kind of weird, but I weirdly appreciated this show, which would be the Gotham show, which I don't remember where that aired. I don't think it was CW, but the character is Jim Gordon, played by Ben McKenzie from the Gotham TV series that lasted for a little while. It was probably 5 or 6 seasons, I think. And it was good. I liked it. I think it was kind of a mixed opinions on it with people, but I thought it was good. I watched the entire series. I don't remember it though. I watched it a little while ago, but I watched the whole series, and I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. I liked Professor Pig and Mad Hatter were highlights for me, but yeah, Jim Gordon. Jim Gordon was the character I decided to go with just because I did think that the Gotham show was pretty good, and I feel like this would be kind of a cool character to play as. Cool different version of Jim Gordon compared to the J.K. Simmons one, I think, and a much different version of Commissioner Gordon as well. Then the next final character actually is the Joker, and this would be the 2019 Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie version. So we'd have, instead of the purple outfit, he'd have the red outfit, he'd have the long green hair, stuff like that. I feel like it would be kind of cool. Although I don't think this minifigure would actually be a character to play as in the actual character pack if this was a real game, just considering of the rating of the movie. But regardless, the Joker's in here because I wanted him in here. So that is the final character pack, and we're going to close this out here. So there you all have it. That is the next episode, or this is the next episode of the LEGO DCEU video game level ideas, or just ideas in general, I guess, in this case. And this is the first DLC video again. This is just for all the character packs. In my next video, there will be all the level packs, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's really it. So if you enjoy that video, please do the comment YouTube stuff and like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later.